This video isn't financial advice, and Will is not your financial guru, so make sure to do your own due diligence. And now, let's begin.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Will at Leaders Road. Today, I want to talk to you about the upcoming season in the crypto space and how we can make the big bucks during this 2024. Everyone is buzzing about Bitcoin and the other major coins that are expected to explode this year. I'm talking about the bull run, but here is the kicker. This bull run doesn't happen all the time. This happens only once every 4 years. And according to the experts, the bull run is supposed to happen this year and it's about to start. I think we need to be ready for anything, especially if you are not an experienced trader, just like me, but still you want to take advantage of this opportunity. We need to get armed with the latest and the greatest tools in the crypto space. Forget about the wild high risk, high reward stuff that you see every day. It's time to be strategic. You don't need to throw all your money, all your savings into crypto, but you gotta be prepared with capital and with the best tools available right now. In my opinion, tafabot is one of the very few tools that has it all. They have transparency, they have security, they have profitability. This is a super smart ecosystem because they have different crypto bots for different type of scenarios. We can use it inside futures and spot market, but the best of all, and listen to this, we're going to have full control of our capital. They are allowed to trade on our behalf, but they cannot touch our crypto. I don't know what you think about this, but to me, that's phenomenal. It's like having your own team of bots working for you 24/7 to make you money. It's super easy to use it, and you can do that right after this video because this is the perfect time to do it. In the next few weeks, get ready for a flood of new coins, new bots, new platforms, all that type of shady AI traders, huge marketing campaigns. I just want to invite you to stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to show you the platform that is helping me and is helping many users to have excellent results. It's keeping us in the right track with, as I mentioned already, with transparency, with security. We are also making very good profits. I'm currently testing these type of platforms. I also have a couple of YouTubers following my teams. That's fantastic because this is the type of projects that we need to see this year. Anyways, this is tafabot. During the last year, they've been improving a lot. I got started with the NeuralNet bot not long ago. Initially, it was running only in futures, but now they release it in the spot market. During this video, I want to share with you the highlights of the last Zoom call. They are going to explain the 50-25-25 strategy. Basically, they are inviting us to split our capital in 3 different ways. We can put 50% in a spot, which is the safest strategy. The NeuralNet bot has the ability not only to find the best opportunities in the market, but also can switch between multiple cryptocurrencies. It does it all automatically. We don't need to select any coins. The other half of our capital, we can use it inside the futures market. 25% goes to the NeuralNet in futures, and the other 25% goes inside the Millionaires strategy. They are going to explain in detail how that works, how we can run the bots. They've been testing this plan in all type of scenarios for the last few months. They have everything covered, low risk strategies and also high risk. You need to see how this is going to be applied. Very, very interesting. So without any further ado, I leave you with the CEO of tafabot.
Hello, Taffers. It's an amazing new year. We've kickstarted the year really, really superb with so much amazing profits rolling in from sport and also rolling in for future. Now, like we said, this is going to be the year where you make as much money than you've ever made in your entire crypto life. So we're going to look through those phases on how we are creating this distribution during the bull market and how you can set it up right after this call on your tafabot app. So what this has ensured is your spot is printing for you a long-term stable income that you're seeing, and your futures is giving you your massive dose of profits at the same time. Now, one of the things we've ensured in 2024 is there will never be a bond or liquidated account on tafabot. It's something that we've ensured that the maximum drawdown that will happen to your account in 24 hours is going to be a 2%. There will never be a time whereby your account is left. It doesn't matter if there are technical glitch on our side. These are preset even before a trade starts to ensure that that never happens. So we want you this year to trade with so much peace of mind that you're going to be spending time with your family, like Dr. Ovo, amazing kid that we just saw on the screen. You're going to be going on vacation,
Yeah.
and you open your tafabot account to say, okay, I just made $10,000 today. You want to picture this, that in the last 1 week, for instance, on futures NeuralNet, we've had consistently every day 1% of profits every single day minimum. We've moved 1%.
Yeah.
Some days has been 3%, like yesterday. Some days has been 5%. Now, this is without this improvements on the current app that you're going to be downloading after this call. Now, with this improvement, each of those 1 week, we never had a stop loss. So what it means is every day, if you're taking those trades with this current system whereby you're able to flex your risk muscle even up to 10s or 20s. If you're doing 10s, those 1% every day, like Dr. explained, is going to become 10%. At the end of the week, you would have made 70% of your actual capital. Now, on those days whereby it is 3%, is going to imply 30% of profits. In less than a week, you would have done over 100% profits. Now, if one trade then goes bad, which is a 2% drawdown, and you're on a 10%, is going to result to a 20% maximum drawdown. Now, when that happens, it is not something to fret about because your next trade is going to be recovering that, and the next trade and the next trade. So you want to look at the big picture. Now, for some time, you might never have those drawdown like we've seen in the last 1 week, whereby everything is just super, super good. All trade hitting profits, hitting the target. And in 1 week, you've doubled your capital. So even if the next week we have the 10% that finally goes bad, you're still way over profit.
So what I'm going to show you right now is how to set up your NeuralNet on the spot market for maximum utilization of the bull run. So if you click on the plus button on the middle of your screen at the bottom part, you click on the create bot, then you select NeuralNet. That's the second to the last option. Okay. And then you click get started. Okay. Now I am trading with 20,000 bucks. So, and I want to follow the capital distribution of 50, 25, 25. Basically, it's actually 50-50. I'm putting 50% in the spots, and I'm putting 50% in futures. So, but first of all, I'm putting 10,000 bucks, all right, of my capital into this. So I'm doing auto compounding. So if you see auto compounding, I'm selecting that I'm using it. So what auto compounding simply means is if you are trading with 10,000 bucks and I made a profit of $1,000, let's say in 3 or 4 or 5 days, what my bot does is that for every profit it makes, it factors that profit as a new addition to my capital. So I'm no longer trading with $10,000. I'm now trading with $11,000. When my capital goes to $11,300, my new trading capital is no longer 11,000, it's now 11,300. So it just continues to compound so that my profit is maximized. So if I calculate in 6 months, or 182 days, I'm going to be having 511% return, all things being equal, following the compounding strategy. So I'm going to be having from 10,000, I'll be having $61,163.18. All right. So this is just to give you that beautiful result. It's just going to give you a picture of what to expect. It could be more, it could be less, but it cannot be far less from this, but it could be much more than this. All right. So remember, I'm going for the spots. All right. We are putting 50% of your capital. So if you're trading with $1,000, good and fine, you could put $500 into this one. Okay. Then if you're trading with $50,000, you want to put in 5,000. Just distribute your capital using the strategy that we're telling you right now, because it's been tested, it's been proven. We've run it on the algorithm several months on different market scenarios, and we know why we're asking you to do this. So I'm selecting the spot market, and now because I'm in the spot market, I'm not trading Bitcoin only, though it is recommended on NeuralNet, but I'm on the spot market. I want to be able to find markets wherever it is at any point in time. So I'm going to select all assets, right? So And then Binance is where I have my stuff. So I look at everything and I'm sure it is in place. Then I go ahead and then I'll create my bot. Now that you have it set up, you just go ahead and turn on your bot and you're good to go.
Part of the beautiful things about the spot NeuralNet is you don't get to select the market like you've always seen, and it doesn't have the drawdown of maybe a stop loss or any of those, because it has super unique algorithm to detect market movement, both on momentum trading and also on a lot of price action and technicals to know when to get into the market. So what you're going to see when you select that is it's going to be scanning the market generally for you. It's going to find when there's a point to long, to buy so, or when there's a point to buy dodge, or when there's a point to buy even the markets that you don't know yet. So you want to set that up. It is totally and absolutely unique on how it's going to manage your trade, and you don't have any risks of burning your account. What could go wrong if you get into a market and that market goes down? Now, that is going to be a unique scenario whereby the algorithm didn't go as planned. Like we've seen, we have over 80 to 90% win rate. So let's say there's a 10% chance where you get into the market and then that market doesn't go as planned. Now, what it's just going to do for you is to hold that particular market. Now, what you notice is it's not putting all your capital into one market. So there could be 10 different markets or 20 different markets. So when it holds a particular coin, there could be another coin performing at that time. And the one it's holding is also going to perform later. So you have no risk of burning your account at all. You have no risk of a stop loss. It's just going to be profit and profit. And like you know, you never get charged the gas fee until full and actual profit. So those are several amazing unique factors as it relates to the spot NeuralNet, and why you want to put 50% of your capital in there, why we are going to move into futures with Dr. Ovo right now on the other 50%. So this your 50% is your safety pot. The other 50% also has that safety pot, but you are able to play around much more on the risk level if you want to make $1 million in a day. So Jotto, let's jump into our next 25%.
So I'm here again on my tafabot app. Then I'll create my bot again. And then I am going for my NeuralNet again. It's the second to the last option on the screen. And I'll click on get started. I recall I'm trading with 20K, okay? So my distribution of my capital is 50, 25, 25. So this is the first part of my futures trade. So I'm going to be trading with $5,000 over here. I recall compounding, okay? I've already discussed what total compounding is. So if I calculate it, this is what I'm looking at on the minimum. All right, it could be a little below this, but it could be way far above this. Then I go ahead and I click on the arrow button, and I'm going for futures, okay? So I go for futures, I accept the risk, okay? And then on these futures NeuralNet, you are trading BTC only. Let me repeat that. You are trading BTC only, and we're going to tell you why that's important, okay? So we'll go to Bitcoin, and this is the reason, all right? The reason why you want to put a very large amount of capital on Bitcoin and then leverage it is because Bitcoin is a very massive project. It's a vision of the industry. So it is really easily manipulated, and you have at least capacity to flex around your risk level. You could decide to do 10x, 20x, 30x, whatever it is you want to do. And you know that the market's chances of it going massively against you is slim. Okay. Now on the average, when you're going on the 1x leverage, your maximum drawdown is 2% in a day. So when your trade, should the market go against you, remember we said that our win rate is around 80 to 90%. So within that 10 to 20% range where there's an error margin, if the market happens to go in that range and then it's going against you, the maximum drawdown you could have is at 2%, and your bot exits the trade. However, if you now decide to leverage, so your leverage now begins to multiply your risk level. So, but recall, if 8 out of 10 times I'm making profits, then 2 out of those 10 times will not give me a very bad outcome. So what we do here, what I recommend for you to do is to do a 10x. All right, so you could just do a 10x here, and then you go ahead. So what this means is, recall I was trading with $5,000. By trading with 10x, I'm not trading with $50,000. Okay, so I go ahead and select my exchange, and I look through everything, and it's in good shape, and then I create my bot. All right. Remember, it's also in auto compounding. Okay, so now once my bot is done created, I'll just go ahead and also turn it on. So this is it about the the futures NeuralNet. And we've done a lot of changes on the background. And I'd like Sam to talk to us about it, because this is the place where we have done most of our research between July last year to December, for which that throughout December and till January, we've not had anybody have to say a concern of liquidation or anything like that. So people have been consistently making around 0.5 to 1% to 2% daily. That 0.5% on a 10x is 5%. That 1% on a 10x is 10%. That 2% on a 10x is actually 20%.
This is also a formal announcement that if you are trading with NeuralNet spots, it has spot futures, and if you're trading on Wealth Builder futures, so this is something new. It now applies on the gas system that we just explained, whereby you are not longer charged gas just because you make profit. You're charged gas on your actual profit, minusing any stop loss or whatsoever that you have. This now applies also on the Wealth Builder strategy. This is one function that I was so excited about. Like Dr. said, we are co-users of tafabot. I was so excited about it that my trade doesn't get to charge me gas anymore until my profit and loss are totally settled, because I'm using tafabot with a very, very large capital because it makes me a lot of money also. So I was really, really excited that we're implementing this, and this is now available on Wealth Builder. So Doctor, we're going to jump into Wealth Builder as our third bull market strategy.
Your NeuralNet futures limits your options by our recommendation, where we say trade Bitcoin only. But how about there is something you have in mind? There's a particular coin you are interested in following. And that is where the Wealth Builder strategy comes in, because you're able to select, this is the coin I want to trade. However, you are taking advantage of the tafabot Wealth Builder intelligence to run on that market. So I want to show you that quickly. So you click here, and then you click on create your bot, you select, and Wealth Builder is the second option in the drawdown. I'll select it, Wealth Builder bot, and then I'll go ahead and click on get started. And I am going for futures. Okay, so and I'll accept the risk. Now I want to trade any coin it is that I'm interested in. What kind of coins do we recommend? We recommend your coin. What coin do you want? It's your choice. All right. So the bot now does the stuff for you. So let me select. I'm interested in Solana, and I'll tell you my own reason. Solana is very volatile right now, but it is also not a shit coin. It's well distributed among a community. So not one individual owns more than 5% of Solana. So we can't have one person who just comes to shake the market to do anything. Not as though if someone shakes the market, it will shake me off. I have my security, I have what do you call it? The tafabot has the risk measures put in place to protect against that. Or if the person shakes it and it goes in my favor, I also make a lot of money. All right. But generally, this is the reason I'm selecting Solana. It's very volatile, but it's volatile within what you can say is reasonable. Okay. So there are other things like BNB, Ethereum, or anything at all it is that you've been following, bake, cake, all of that. So I'll select Solana right now. And then do I want to long it or do I want to short it? Good and fine. If you choose that you want to long it, for instance, and I select that I want to do that on Binance, there is now an option just before the submit button here. There is create both ways is what we recommend. So I'm going to take just a couple of seconds to explain that. So what we mean here is, even though I selected long, I'm telling the bot, study both long and short. All right. If my choice to long is not appropriate and the market is actually shorting, for those who understand the terminology, longing means that the market is going up, all right, in price, and shorting means that the market is going down in price and you're following it down. So provided it's going down, you're making money. So if I long it, but the market chooses to go down, my bot will immediately execute a short for me. Dr. Ovo, I don't want this. I just want a long. I have my reason. I've studied the market. I want to stay on long. Good and fine. What you simply have to do is click on these both ways I will recommend it and say, I want one way. So when you do that, it will just follow the initial instruction you gave, which was a long or a short. All right. But I'm still going with my both ways. Okay. So recall, this is why at each page, you are given option to review to be sure that you are doing what you intended to do. Trading with a 20,000 bucks, okay? So I put 10,000 on my spot NeuralNet. I put 5,000 on my futures NeuralNet, and then I'm putting under 5,000 here. So this is my 50, 25, 25 capital distribution, which is our bull run strategy on tafabot for this time. So remember, my leverage is 10, which literally means I'm trading with $50,000. What's my strategy period? My strategy period, I want to do 50. So what is strategy period? Strategy period is how many times do you want this trade to take profit for you? So when it takes a profit the first time, that's strategy period 1. If it takes a profit the second time, that's strategy period 2 until it does that completely. All right, so that's just a very basic way to understand it. So I'll go ahead and submit. So I have this, I look at it and I confirm that it's still okay. This is what I want. And then I'll go ahead and create my bot. So now that my bot is created, I'll simply turn it on at the end and I'm trading Solana. So if at any point in time, I feel I want to switch from Solana to another coin, all I simply have to do is to edit the bot, select Solana, and move to, let's say, BNB. Okay, so the moment I update this, the last trade that is already running on Solana, once it closes, it will not open a new Solana trade. It will then start running a BNB trade. So you don't have to create multiple web builder strategy, this, that. If you're following our recommendation of 50, 25, 25, this is what you have to do throughout the bull run, or even throughout the rest of your using tafabot, and you're going to enjoy your experience. So just right now, I'll turn on my bot, and I hope to share with you the profits in our next meeting. Thank you.
So one thing to note about, like Dr. showed, when you select the both ways, it doesn't mean that the bot is going to create an hedge for you or one bot that trades both long and short. What it does is to create 2 bots for you. So you can go back and decide, I want to start both the long bot and the short bot together. And this doesn't mean, like Dr. explained, that it's just going to start long in the market or short in the market. We've made a lot of improvements on Wealth Builders that is going to study the market to get in. And also we've made an adjustment on how it does the averaging. And like we also said, it doesn't charge you gas anymore. Now, there were 2 major troubles with Wealth Builders if you are using it that you must have noticed. Number 1 is if you select, let's say, long, and it starts longing the market, it's going to keep longing even when the market gets to a zone that may not be suitable for long. So we've adjusted that to include some of part of the NeuralNet algorithm into it to determine, is this the good time to long? So if you're looking at my app, when you open the tafabot app at first, what you're going to see here in the first top performing is the futures NeuralNet. So over here, after this section, if this user, for example, moves to a 10x leverage, the profit today is 0.97. Is going to imply that he has made 9.7% of his actual capital. Now, this is something very, very interesting. When I switch it to show me users on spot NeuralNet, Doctor, today, our spot users are already between 11 to 5% trading altcoins. So this is why it is very, very important to put 50% of this capital on spot and the other capital distributed between NeuralNet and also Wealth Builder, so that at any single point, you are never stuck. If one market, one algorithm is not functioning well because the market has a dynamic change, the other one is running for you, printing money at every single point.
Yeah,
we're totally fired up. This is the year that you've all been waiting for. This is the year where your profit goes exponentially. This is the year where you get to take all of those vacations, all of those spend time with your kids, your family, and at the same time, you're printing money everywhere. Printing money on sports, printing money on futures, every single place. So, Doctor, I'm so excited, and I want all the community to be excited. Like Dr. said, go meet your team, speak to your leaders. This is the year you don't want to miss. Done with this year, we're going to be gathering in a TAFA convention in whichever city we're going to choose, and we're going to be celebrating all of these amazing improvements. So let's get on it. Go to your app right now, get set up, and start printing money. Happy trading, TAFAs.
Happy trading, TAFAs, and super time ahead.